I think that oftentimes in the Desi community, we draw this polarized view of the world in which there's deen and there's dunya. Meaning we have secular education on the one hand, which we define as dunya. Then we have religious education, which we define as deen. Can you guys hear me? Okay. So basically all I want to say is that I know what I might say next is going to be a little controversial and some of you may disagree. And that's perfectly fine, you don't have to agree with me. I'm very young, I'm very limited in my experience. But here's what I've seen. I don't think that, first of all, there does not have to be a difference between deen and dunya, number one. And number two, I think that education in terms of Islamic values and secular education is just as important. And here's why I argue that point. Because I think that a person who is struggling in their secular education will have a harder time establishing a career. And a person, in my experience again, is very limited. What I've seen is that a person who's struggling in his career has a harder time practicing their religion. Just imagine all of you who are fathers here, if you're constantly worried about paying the bills, car insurance, making sure you have enough food on the table, it's very difficult for that person to really step out of that mentality and think about going to the masjid for Isha, studying Arabic, taking extra courses, going to lectures, etc. When you have your career established and you have that peace of mind, that sukoon, that I don't have to worry about all these financial burdens, it's a lot easier to spend time with your family and your children and your wife, pleasing her, keeping her content, etc. So I just want to take this time to say that, first of all, there should not be this dichotomy or polarized worldview that deen is separate than dunya. They should coexist in harmony. And I think that as the Muslim youth grow older, we're going to see that in America, that we have to learn to balance both, and that there shouldn't be a difference. Thank you very much, everybody, for coming. Assalamu alaikum.